Fundada en 1899, AM Best es reconocida por la industria financiera como la única organización internacional calificadora de crédito con un enfoque exclusivamente dedicado a la industria aseguradora y a las operaciones de mercados de capitales vinculados con el seguro. Las calificaciones crediticias de Best son un punto de referencia que ayuda a la industria financiera y a los consumidores a evaluar la fortaleza financiera, la solvencia y la capacidad de una aseguradora para hacer frente a sus obligaciones. La transparencia metodológica, así como el proceso interactivo de calificación de crédito de Best, implica una profunda interacción entre la compañía calificada y nuestro equipo analítico, a fin de realizar un análisis exhaustivo de la fortaleza del balance, el desempeño operativo y el perfil de negocio. Como el proveedor líder mundial de calificaciones de solidez financiera para las aseguradoras, AM Best es también una fuente confiable de información y datos del mercado de seguros. Nuestros recursos analíticos, liderazgo de opinión y cobertura de noticias ayudan a las aseguradoras, a los corredores, a los consumidores y a la industria financiera a tomar decisiones comerciales más informadas.
Now we would like to give the floor to the Director of the National Agency on Road Safety, Hilda Gomez, who will share with us the safety strategy of this new administration. Yes, thank you very much. For the Road Safety National Agency, it is indeed a pleasure to be here with you. And the idea is to share the vision on road safety, what we have in the country today, and the challenges and programs that we would like to promote during this administration. My mom was very happy. She was going to church, but there was an accident, and my mom died. Well, 18 years ago, we were bike riding, and there was a car that crashed us. I broke the windshield with my head. Half of my body was paralyzed. These are the victims in Guaduas. They were crashed. 6 members of a family died, burned in a road accident in the department of Tolima. They closed the road, the highway Bogota-Honda, because of an accident. This was the accident in which 3 young people died in the North Expressway. 2 years ago, in the Sachica Road, my brother was driving the car, and when he left the car, a motorcycle just ran over him. He was left there on the road. He started trying to move with his hands. He had an infection, and we had to amputate his leg. The accident was 4 years ago. I was riding my motorcycle. I have no idea what happened. When I woke up, firemen were around me. For a long time, I wasn't able to move anything from my shoulders down. The thing is that it seems that another car hit me, so I lost the control of the bicycle. 3 people that were looking at an accident were run over by a tow truck that had mechanic failures. Well, this is a car went off the road and the occupants died. An irresponsible person can really damage someone's life. This is a life lesson. We should all be aware of this, pedestrian drivers, because what you usually see is like people driving and at the same time using texting or just using or talking on the phone. When you are driving, you should be it should be defensive driving. If people that drive are aware of the damage they cause, we could reduce accident rate. to lose your loved ones is very sad, mainly because someone was not careful while driving.
No death on the road is acceptable. They can all be avoided. Well, we wanted to start this presentation with this video because when we see figures of fatalities and figures about injured people, usually it's just a figure. We want to provide a face to the victims, a name, because they are all members of a family. Every person died on the street or on the road. Somebody loved it, and it's affecting someone. This is part of making more human what is happening on the roads. I want to start with this chart. We see in orange the evolution of disease on the road from 2005 to 2017. From 2005 to 2011, when we had a growth, a mild growth. In 2011, Colombia decided to work on the road accident decrease target, and this is a red line. According to the commitment of Colombia, today we should have around 4,000 fatalities per year. Then after that, we issue a national plan of road safety. What you see on green, the goal was less ambitious. Nevertheless, we were beyond that. We should be 4,800, and last year we have 6,700. So Colombia is not complying with the commitment, with the decade. Natalia was telling us that in Latin America, the growth of deceased people was flattened. There is no growth, but in Colombia we're still increasing, and this is quite a concern, and we need to work on that. Here we see the behavior of the first half a year in 2017, like the total data is going down. 4,230 people died. And this is the overview, the national scenario. We see that 6 states concentrate 60% of victims: Antioquia, Valle del Cauca, Cesar, Cundinamarca, including Bogotá, Santander, and Tolima. And which are the risky behaviors that generate more accidents? Excessive speed, consumption of alcohol, not respecting traffic rules, lack of expertise, lack of technical, mechanical review. This is human values. We also have infrastructure and car failures as well, as Natalia was saying. How is the distribution per road actor? The Vice Minister, I'm supplementing data. This is data from 2017. 49% of motorcycles, 22% pedestrian, 14% users of vehicles, 12% are children, 48% between 18 and 39, and 21% specifically the elderly. Most elderly have been hit by motorcycles, and they are pedestrians. Injured people, this is the evolution of injured according to legal medicine department. What we use at the agency, we use legal medicine data, but we are going to show you the CIDAS data. They have a greater volume of data, and that is what Vasecolda is having. According to these figures, wounded people that have gone to legal medicine, we have a growing evolution up to 2015, and then it started going down. In 2016, we have 40,000. 2017, we have 40,000 people that went to legal medicine. With respect to this year, the severity, we have a disability, permanent disability, 8,000 people that have a permanent injury. A provisional injury, 13,000. On the right-hand side, we have the CIRAS data reporting 200,000 health care because of road accidents. We want to work more to use those figures to analyze them because it's a very rich data. Rich to prevent. This is what we want to do, prevent. This is a number of cars. We're talking about the motorcycles. I would like to change a motorcycle. Motorcycle is a transportation medium that has a lot of advantages, but it's not safe. So we need to work on making it safer. We have 58% of motorcycles, but only 49% die. So I would say that the motorcycle is the one with the highest death. I would like to level the motorcycle. Private cars, 37%, and total of vehicles that are registered, we have 14 million people. What happened with motorcycles in Colombia, that one of the main issues is that the motorcycle drivers do not have a driver's license, and we need to work on that. Here we have the evolution and the growth of cars from 2008 to 2018. It's 120% growth. 6 million, it's motorcycles. Challenges to achieve a safe mobility. One, we have to have the safer transportation is public transportation. And we are approving this collective transportation in motorcycle. I'm going to talk about the challenges and the problems we are promoting. First, it's control. Natalia was talking about the Spanish case, and it's one of the most successful one. In 8 years, they reduced 80% of death. So what did they do? They started controlling. Strategically, they control, especially risk practices. What is generating greater risk? Let's focus the control on risk practices. And this is what we are working with DITRA for 1 month in preparing a shock plan for the next 4 months, and also a continuous work so that the control will be focused in the risk practices that generate the accidents, especially in the areas where it happens. Right now we have a plan designed with them, and we are going to promote next week. We will have that control together with campaigns explaining why are we making the control. It's not for penalties or purposes, but to change the behavior. Campaigns, we want to associate this to control, so it will have a greater impact. We're going to work, we already started working on infrastructure from different angles. With Annie, we already identified the sites where we have accident concentration in the road concessions. We want to see how can we solve these critical sites. Like within vias, we have identified where we have a greater concentration of accidents. And one of the things is we're copying the Spain example. If we cannot solve the issues of infrastructure design, and this is not easy to do, but what we want to do is to point them out. So you're getting into an accident concentration area. Be careful. We want to do this in a short term, and in a medium and long term, we can have a final solution. We are also working on a small, important works. These are works in different municipalities. So small work, to reduce speed, signaling, in order to improve the critical sites that have been identified. We already have some designs, and very soon we will start works, and we hope that at the end of the year it will be ready. We have called the photo detection, like a life-saving cameras, because they say that photo detection is just to generate resources. No, we want to sell the idea and to have a plan to install cameras for photo detection to reduce excessive speed. In Bogota, they have a network that helps decreasing the speed, and this is what we want to do. Most people that die excessive speed, it's important to control. We are looking at the existing cameras. What the Annie is saying, we have given cameras in order to make to comply with some requirements that have been established in order to control the overspeeding. The accidents occur in the regions. We want to strengthen something that and to have agreements in order to work on road safety in a coordinated manner. We are going to continue doing this, but we want to increase the presence of the agency. The agency was created in Bogota. We want to be present in the different regions in order to work in a more coordinated manner. We are assessing a proposal for action plan for motorcycle safety. We want to launch a first actions and a short-term plan very soon, because we are worried about what is happening on the streets. But I would like to supplement what was mentioned. We want to look at the motorcycle. Motorcycle is a social issue. It has become, in the family vehicle, it has become the school transportation method. It has become a collective transportation because it's a motor taxi. All of this responds to lack of public transportation, school transportation, when they do not have another means of transportation. So we want to see it in a real dimension and to be able to respond to this issue. We are starting to structure a specific plan for pedestrian safety. We are starting, as the Vice Minister said, to structure an office to take care of the victims within the agency. We have not worked here, but the victims of road accidents, which are many around the country, most of them are low-income people, where road accidents increase the number of poverty, and there is the drama. If we consider the main the main victim is a young person that died or has a permanent disability. We want to have an office within the agency that will coordinate with the Ministry of Health to take care of the accident, and at the same time support to families in what means that type of situation. We want to check the driver's license requirements, procedures to obtain it. How can we do so the motorcycles may have access to a driver's license, but the driver's license would be good and will provide the authorization to drive to those that know how to drive. This is not a short-term issue, but we consider that it's very important. And one of the aspects is to introduce the license per points, so it will allow us to end the process of sanctions in the being aware. I mean, there will be punishment and to generate a change. This is a topic that has to do with this audience, and these are the safety strategic plans. We have been reviewing what has happened with the plans, and we think that we need to modify what has been done. We need to move forward with the strategic plans, make them strict, and make it the public transportation means. In that aspect, we will be working on that. And we think that the strategic plans at the company level should not be subject to review by the state versus the content. What we need to do is to promote good practices, to make entrepreneurs to know the cost of a labor accident, or to work on plans to improve that. We're thinking about this and we're structuring it, and we would like to work and we have to work with it directly because it's affecting us directly. This is what I wanted to present to you. Thank you very much.
Fundada en 1899, AM Best es reconocida por la industria financiera como la única organización internacional calificadora de crédito con un enfoque exclusivamente dedicado a la industria aseguradora y a las operaciones de mercados de capitales vinculados con el seguro. Las calificaciones crediticias de Best son un punto de referencia que ayuda a la industria financiera y a los consumidores a evaluar la fortaleza financiera, la solvencia y la capacidad de una aseguradora para hacer frente a sus obligaciones. La transparencia metodológica, así como el proceso interactivo de calificación de crédito de Best, implica una profunda interacción entre la compañía calificada y nuestro equipo analítico, a fin de realizar un análisis exhaustivo de la fortaleza del balance, el desempeño operativo y el perfil de negocio. Como el proveedor líder mundial de calificaciones de solidez financiera para las aseguradoras, AM Best es también una fuente confiable de información y datos del mercado de seguros. Nuestros recursos analíticos, liderazgo de opinión y cobertura de noticias ayudan a las aseguradoras, a los corredores, a los consumidores y a la industria financiera a tomar decisiones comerciales más informadas.